Welcome to Whatever You Need, the channel that brings you careful, in-depth reporting from the world of entertainment. If you are new here, please subscribe, like this video, and consider clicking the join button to support our work and gain access to exclusive content. Today we examine a delicate and consequential episode that emerged in the wake of Milan Fashion Week, when a private remark spoken by a former partner moved quickly into the public sphere and reframed how some observers understand a high-profile romance. Hande Erçel arrived in Milan widely celebrated for her elegance and professional poise. Editors praised not only the poise she showed on the catwalk, but also the editorial presence she generated across magazines and fashion feeds. Her appearances suggested that Erçel has successfully transformed a television origin fame into an internationally marketable persona, and yet even at the pinnacle of this exposure a fissure from the past re-emerged with force. Hakan Sabancı, a businessman who once shared a widely observed public relationship with the actress, reportedly conveyed to confidants a recollection that would be relayed beyond private audiences. Tabloid outlets amplified the anecdote, republishing archival images and constructing timelines in an effort to make disparate moments appear causally linked. More measured publications, in contrast, urged caution and contextualization. Columnists reminded audiences that memory is fallible, that private conversations can change in the retelling, and that motives are notoriously difficult to document after the fact. Yet such caveats did little to slow the story's spread. Once a former partner's account becomes public, it tends to reorient the lens through which past events are interpreted. Social media quickly became the arena for competing readings. One faction expressed empathy with Sabancı and insisted that, if his recollection is accurate, the emotional harm he describes is real and deserving of attention. Another, equally loud faction defended Erçel's autonomy and objected to what they saw as an attempt to subject a woman's private choices to public forensic analysis. Many commentators observed that the accusation touched on deep cultural anxieties about gendered motives, and that the debate therefore carried implications that extended beyond the immediate individuals involved. Kerem Bürsin's posture during the controversy was notable for its restraint. Publicly he appears intent on maintaining professional commitments, and refused to escalate the matter through reactive statements. For supporters of the couple, his composure was read as a demonstration of stability and discretion. For skeptics, silence sometimes reads as omission. Either way, Bürsin's approach became a part of the unfolding narrative and shaped how some observers decided to align their sympathies. This episode underscores a persistent paradox of modern celebrity. Professional success does not make one immune to re-examination of private life. If anything, increased international visibility attracts more scrutiny, because new audiences and markets often bring different interpretative frames. Erçel's Milan appearances elevated her profile in ways that invited transnational commentary, and that, in turn, made any retrospective revelations more consequential across cultural contexts. Industry insiders say Erçel's management favors a forward-looking communications strategy, emphasizing sustained professional activity rather than prolonged engagement with rumor. The rationale is practical: consistent coverage of fashion campaigns, acting projects, and partnerships can redirect public attention to tangible accomplishments, thereby displacing ephemeral controversy. Public relations experts warn, however, that silence is a strategy with trade-offs. Absent a carefully timed response, claims can calcify into perceived facts. Consequently, decisions about whether to issue a succinct clarification or to let work speak for itself involve a careful balancing of reputational risks. Another dimension of the debate centers on gendered narration. Historically, allegations that a woman used personal relationships as social leverage have often been amplified in ways that reflect double standards. Analysts cautioned against defaulting to a narrative that depicts female actors as manipulative without corroborating evidence, while also noting that each allegation must be judged on its own merits and not dismissed solely because it threatens to fit uncomfortable stereotypes. Fans and acquaintances reacted in multiple directions. Some demanded transparent answers and a statement clarifying chronological details. Others counseled restraint and privacy, urging that wounded feelings be processed away from cameras. Mutual friends who move in both parties' circles reportedly suggested that mediation and private conversation could be a healthier route than extended public disputation, a solution that would require goodwill and willingness from all involved. Beyond the immediate emotional and reputational stakes, there is a commercial layer that should not be overlooked. Brand partnerships and fashion houses monitor these developments carefully because associative risk can affect campaign reception. When a celebrity's private life becomes a topic of controversy, partner brands evaluate the potential impact on return on investment and public perception, and management teams often conduct quiet consultations to reassure commercial collaborators while they handle public messaging. If you value reporting that covers both personal narratives and their commercial repercussions, please subscribe to Whatever You Need and click the join button to support our deeper investigations. We would like to hear your perspective. Do you believe a former partner's retrospective account justifies a public response from the person implicated, or should such matters be settled privately? Share your view in the comments below. While you share, please remember to subscribe to Whatever You Need and consider joining the channel to support more long-form features like this one. Looking ahead, the plausible outcomes vary. Hande Erçel may maintain the course her management recommends, consolidating a pattern of professional achievements that gradually overshadow the current controversy. Alternately, she may choose a concise, strategic clarification that addresses substantive claims without generating fresh sensationalism. Sabancı, after having voiced his account, may either retreat from the public conversation as attention shifts, or invite renewed inquiry should further details come to light. Each path contains reputational cost and opportunity, and all parties will likely consult trusted advisors before deciding how to proceed. This episode serves as a reminder of the uneasy conjunction between private histories and public careers in contemporary media culture. The velocity of digital dissemination means that private remarks can become archival traces that are continually reinterpreted. For public figures, therefore, narrative labor becomes a near-constant task, managing not only career milestones, but also the ways in which past relationships are represented and remembered. Thank you for reading this long-form report from Whatever You Need. If you found it insightful, please like this video, share it with friends who follow Turkish entertainment news, and subscribe for continued deep dive coverage. Consider supporting our work by clicking the join button to receive members-only content and early access to our investigative episodes. Finally, tell us in the comments which Turkish celebrity you want us to investigate next. Your suggestion could become the subject of our next extended feature. Goodbye for now and stay tuned for more thoughtful coverage on the stories behind the headlines.